Hi everyone, welcome back to another gameplay of BTD6. So there is a new update to the game. The version 27.0 is finally live. And as always, I'm gonna go through the patch notes. We're gonna take a look at the new features, the new events that have been added, and also we're gonna take a look at the balance changes to the towers and to the heroes. So as you can see already from the screen, the main key feature is gonna be the boss Bloon event. And exactly like it was for BTD5, you will have these bosses that are gonna spawn that you're gonna need to, they're gonna have different stats and characteristics, and you're gonna need to just destroy them. And yeah, every week the event is gonna reset, pretty much like Odyssey. And yeah, the map is gonna be different, and I think maybe the boss is gonna be the same, but the maps are gonna be different. And yeah, here you can find the more details. I'm not gonna go through all of them because there are a lot of details. Yeah, I'm gonna just show you here the event, so you can find it right here. You can see there are two difficulties, and you unlock Elite after you can defeat all the towers for the normal boss. So you need to reach, I think it was around 120, right? Yeah, Tower 5 is 120. So yeah, you can see that in this case the map for this couple of days is going to be Monkey Meadow, medium standard. The rules are the same, but the fact you can see the ending round is 140, and well, every round 40 the first boss is gonna, the Tower 1 boss is gonna come out, and then every 20 rounds the other bosses are gonna come out. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And yeah, so that's just the new boss event. Then very nice is a new tire for the towers. Now there is a 6th tire that's called Paragon. So far has been unlocked only for the monkeys and for boomerangs. And pretty much this 6th tire is gonna just merge and combine the power, so all 3 paths, to create this ultimate tower, like a 5/5/5 tower. And yeah, I already unlocked them right here, so you can find the monkey and the boomerang. Now you're gonna need 500,000 experience to unlock them. So see here the experience, you're gonna need 500,000 to unlock them. And as well, you can see the game cost, very expensive, very similar to like the temple, the true sun god cost. So very expensive. And another thing is that I've tried to go into sandbox, to take a look at this tower, to see how it works and all that stuff, but unfortunately you can't. I tried to place, for example, here the dark monkey, but you can't go past the 5th upgrade, the 5th tower. So I don't know if you cannot see this 6th tire on sandbox. Maybe it's only available on like a normal gameplay, or maybe it's gonna be only available on the new bosses events. So yeah, I don't know, but you can see that you cannot go past you just cannot go past the 5th upgrade. So yeah, I haven't even tested this 6th upgrade. I haven't been able to see it. And yeah, so there are some other features here. The fact that the towers of the same type are gonna be like sacrificed, right? They're gonna be absorbed, and depending on their number effectiveness, you're gonna gain more. The Paragon is gonna be stronger. The main problem is this one right here, that this 6th tire cannot be buffed. So villages, alchemists, temples, cannot give any buff to these towers. So if you don't have combo detection, or if you can't pop certain Bloon types with this tower, then you're gonna have to keep that weakness, and yeah, you're gonna have to use other towers to overcome it. Then here you can rejoin co-op even if you have disconnected briefly. There are some pitch balls, and new banner backgrounds, and yeah, just a bunch of new stuff. Also new intermediate map, Lunarius Prime. So this one right here. All right. Now, this map is very interesting how it works, because you can see that there are actually two exits, this one and this one. Now the balloons, all the balloons are gonna come from this top left side, alright, and they're gonna just leak from here. But sometimes this puddle right here is gonna activate. You're gonna see some bubbles, so hopefully here like it can proc, and the balloons are gonna be teleported when this puddle activates. The balloons are going to be teleported from here to here, and they're going to follow this secondary path. So yeah, that's how it works, and therefore you need to be careful, because you're going to need to place towers in a way that you can, of course, focus both paths. But there is this huge obstacle here in the center that you can remove, that is going to block Lunarius side. So here we go. See here, it has procced. So see the bubbles, the balloons are being absorbed here, and they're just coming out from this right side. And yeah, there is water, so you can use subs, buccaneers if you want to. But yeah, the fact that you can place towers right here, it's a huge handicap. And yeah, you can only place them up here or down here. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to try this new map, to see how it works, especially because of the fact that this puddle, I think it works randomly. So it's RNG. So for me, for example, it might work differently for what is gonna happen to other players. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to play on this map. Then, as always, new achievements, new trophy store items, and yeah, so that's just it. Then here's some bug fixes, nothing worth mentioning, I think, because it's just mainly the maybe some buffs, towers not working properly. And then finally we are at the balance changes. So first of all, Boomerang, the Glaive Lord. Now the damage over time do not stack anymore, but now it deals more damage. This damage over time was the damage that the Boomerang does to mob class Bloons, and you can see it right here, so I'm gonna just show it to you so you can see what I'm talking about. So now this damage is not gonna stack anymore. So if the Boomerang is attacking the same mob class Bloon, it's not gonna stack, but it's gonna do already more damage. So let's spawn here at ZoMG. So it's these little blades that you can see on top of the mob class Bloon. So see these little blades around, so that's the damage over time. So you're doing damage with the blades, of course, and then you're doing damage with this damage over time. So it's so the basic attacks, the glaives rotating plus this damage over time. So that's how it works. And now this damage over time doesn't stack anymore, but it only deals a certain amount of damage. Then Ice Tower, they're just pushing it because they wanna make it an alternate option to Sabo. So you can see that the Snowstorm is gonna last more, 2 more seconds. And Absolute Zero is less expensive in case you want to use it. Now Sab are very interesting. They have reversed the change they made a couple of months ago, and now Ballistic Missile is going to benefit from advanced intel as any other Sab attack. So now if there are some towers giving range, the missile is going to be able to hit those balloons. So yeah, that's pretty much it. First rank as well at the AoE, so the damage around the main balloon hit by the ability, it has been lowered. So I don't know how much it was before, but now it's less, I guess. Very nice now is the ace changing on the center path. Now look here how nice it is. Now on center path, you can actually select which center path you want to make the ace to follow. So it's not going to be anymore the center of the map, it's going to be something that you decide. So if I decide that this is the center, see the ace is going to fly in this direction. If I decide that it's down here, it's going to just go in circles right here. So it's very similar to like keeping it in circle, but it's not going to be any more around the ace position, but it's going to be around a position that you're going to choose. So depending on the map, you can choose it. You can choose different positions, and yeah, this is going to be very, very nice because in that way, you can just adapt to the map, and it's not going to be anymore the center of the map. Is going to be the center that you decide. So yeah, very, very nice. Heli, just some changes to how chain works. now you can replace a tower even if you have just moved it slightly. So it's not gonna be anymore like as it was before, that you need to move it completely and then you need to move it backwards. You can now move it even slightly. For the Mortar, very nice. Now the Mortar, the 4th upgrade, is gonna have an ability finally that's gonna increase for 8 seconds the attack speed by 4 times and the blast radius by 15%. The cooldown is gonna be 1 minute, and yeah, the Mortar was the only tower that didn't have any activated ability, so now the fact that the 4th upgrade has it is very nice, and you can see it right here. So yeah, as the game says, it's gonna just be more attack speed and more radius, so the bombs are gonna be hitting Bloons in a larger area. And yeah, that's the ability. You can see here 8 seconds, so the cooldown is pretty long because the ability is only gonna last 8 seconds, so you need to wait 52 seconds for it to come up. But yeah, the fact that now it actually has an ability is still, you know, better than nothing. And then the 3rd upgrade, so Signal Flare, is gonna now create a secondary area of impact with no weaknesses that is gonna reveal all camo Bloons. So this is just a way so that now the Signal Flare is gonna be more efficient at removing camo. And this AoE is gonna be size 50 and it's gonna have 80 of pierce. So yeah, let's just try to look at it now. 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna try to spawn here some camos. Let's see, maybe it's gonna only proc when there are some camos. So I'm gonna proc here some zebras. Yeah, you can see here how larger the area is. So even if the Mortar is not destroying these zebras, it's actually removing camo. So this is a huge benefit. And yeah, the area around which it removes camo, it's larger than the actual explosion. So, so yeah, if I do it again, you can see that it's much larger. See that the explosion actually ends here, instead the area around which you remove camo is larger. So yeah, it's very nice. Wizard, now the Phoenix is gonna follow the targeting of the Wizard. Pretty easy. Super Monkey, this is very nice because they are buffing the Robot Monkey because they want players to use it more, and therefore now the Robot Monkey is gonna crit every 20 shots, and the crits are gonna do 10 times more damage than the normal attack. So see here, 10 layers, so it's a lot. Remember that Super Monkeys attack very quickly. So 20 shots is, I don't know, maybe 2 seconds of the tower attacking, maybe even less. So you can proc these crits very fast, very frequently, and therefore you can do this extra 10 layers of damage each time. So yeah, now of course you can see here that it's more expensive, of course, because now it's gonna be stronger, a lot stronger. But yeah, this the fact that you're gonna have these crits is gonna be very nice, and the fact that by having double weapons, you actually have already double attack speed because you attack with 2 weapons at once. So so yeah, if I try to spawn, I don't know here, ZOMG, right? So that we can just test 030. So we should be able to see the, yeah, here the crits. So you can see 1, 2, 1, 2. So every yeah, I would say that every second I have 2 crits proccing. So yeah, it's very nice. And the crits, so the darts are gonna crit, are actually highlighted. Yeah, I cannot, yeah, you can see when it crits because the number goes up more quickly. So here the unit. And yeah, so now definitely I would say for Robot Monkeys, it's better to go with the top grass path, like this one right here, because of the fact you have more pierce and you do more damage. But maybe if you cannot port purples, because I think that this one you can port purples, right? Yeah, so if you have problems with purples, you can always go with 0. Considering now the damage is pretty good, you can go for 032, right? You have camo detection and you can also knock back. So yeah, it could be an option now. So 032 already has camo detection, and you have the knockback, so you can use, for example, on ceramics. And yeah, now the crits definitely make the Robot Monkey a very valuable choice. And even better, now the anti-balloon, the crits proc more frequently, and the the damage of the crits is going to be, of course, always 10 times higher than the normal damage. In this case, the normal damage is 5, the crits are going to do 50. So as you can see here, it's always 10 times. But yeah, definitely a huge buff, despite the extra price. And then also the abilities have been buffed. Now they're gonna do more damage and they're gonna have more radius, both the for the fourth upgrade and for the fifth one. So yeah, you can see here the exact stats. Now Ninja, the bottom path, so the sticky bomb and the master bomber are gonna follow once again the main tower target, and they're gonna create this additional explosion that's gonna do 100 damage. It's gonna have 10 pierce and it's gonna have a size of 40. In the case of the fourth upgrade, the fifth one, the damage is gonna be higher, so that's the only difference. So let's try to see it. All right. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to see the actual explosion of the sticky bomb. So yeah, I see the, and then you also have the bomb, right? Yeah, that's the bomb. So yeah, it's very nice. The fact that this extra explosion, is going to do extra damage. It's pretty decent pierce and pretty decent size. So yeah, it's even more overall damage for the ninja. So yeah, why not? A druid. Now also a lot of changes to the middle path of the druid. Now it's going to do more damage depending on how close the balloons are to where the towers is placed. So you can see that if the balloons are more, so outside 100 range from the tower, they're gonna take the damage that is present right now. So 2 damage plus 8 to for multiple HP balloons. Then if the balloons are within 100 range, they will be done an additional 1 damage, and then plus 4 for multi HP. And then within 50 range, they're gonna be hit for another extra damage plus 4. So the total damage when the balloons are within 50 range is gonna be 4 plus 16. It's pretty good. And now therefore you can really create a lot of strategies involving where you place the druid, because before, the vines are gonna grow anyway, so it didn't really matter. But now, considering this, the fact that the closer the balloons are, the more damage they get, it's gonna be very interesting. And I see that, yeah, you can actually see the vines here, and the closer they are, see that these are different color from the other ones more further away. So I think this is the highest damage. This is the middle part, and then here these normal vines are going to be the ones where the balloons take less damage. And remember that you have now the activated ability that you can make the vines explode to do extra damage. So yeah, it's going to be very nice to test it out. And also now some buffs to the top path, cross path for the avatar path. Now the lengthening is gonna receive an extra damage bonus for every 6,000 RB on the screen, with a cap of plus 15 damage. So now the druid that was the avatar path, now it was only increasing the damage from the thorns, so that's why going for the middle path was always better. But now the fact that even lengthening is gonna do more damage could be an interesting choice. I'm gonna do a video when I'm gonna test these 2 upgrades, and we're gonna see with numbers which one is best. Banana farm. Now this is a nerf for those of you who were just abusing the deposits, monkey knowledge point. Now banks will not be able to have deposit. So deposit is gonna be available once you get the 4th upgrade. So I have monkey knowledge here active, you can see, but I can't deposit. I will be able to deposit from the 4th upgrade on. So yeah, this is a nerf because of the fact that many players were just abusing, were just getting 030 banks and were just abusing the deposit, just depositing continually, just to gain the extra interest at the end, then collecting, depositing again. So yeah, now you can't do it anymore unless you get the 4th upgrade. Yeah, so that's just it. Spike Factory. Now the ability will no longer benefit from the extra attack speed. So that's just it. And then also very nice, some changes to Adora, especially how level 7 works. Now Adora's level 7, I have already Adora equipped. See here, so you sacrifice a tower to grant Adora experience. So this was the ability so far. So if you sacrifice, I don't know, like a 040 that monkey, right? You sacrifice it, you gain more experience. So that's pretty much how it was. The stronger the tower was that you sacrificed, all right, the more experience she gains. See here, she went from level 7 to level 13. Now the main difference is that you not only gain experience, but also you gain a buff for the range and for the attack speed. And now this buff has a minimum of 10%. So if you sacrifice even like a that monkey, right? Even if you sacrifice a that monkey, you're gonna gain this extra buff. You see the little thing rotating around Dora? That's the buff. It's gonna last 10 seconds, and it's gonna give more range and more attack speed. You can see when it ends, the range gets back to normal. Now this buff can be increased by 1% for every 100 cash you sacrifice. So actually, if you place a that monkey, right, and then you get, for example here, see that this one is already 100 cash. So I'm gonna gain more benefits. If I sacrifice this that monkey, I'm getting more range and more attack speed. All right, and then so on. So the cap is gonna be 25, and therefore the maximum, so 2500 worth of value is the maximum. So you can, if you sacrifice more than that, you're not gonna gain any more buffs. So for example here, I don't know, if I just get this, that should be way above 2500. All right, you're gonna see that the range is much larger, of course, and also the attack speed should be larger. Now level 20, all these things are increased. You're gonna gain plus 1% every 50 of value, and the maximum is going to be 50%, so from 25% to 50%, so double. And remember that you have here 10% already from default, so you have 10% plus 50%, so a total of 60% extra attack speed and range at level 20 every time you sacrifice a tower with a worth of 2500 of value. So it's very, very good. Now the duration is going to last 60 seconds, so you can see the duration is going to last a full minute. That's a lot more. And therefore now Adora becomes a lot stronger because of the fact that even if you reach level 20, right? Before, what happened is that her level 20 was useless, because her level 7, once you reach level 20, because you don't gain any more experience, it's useless. But now the fact that it's going to give these extra buffs is going to be very good, because even if she's max level, you can still keep on sacrificing, I don't know, a tower worth 2500 cost to just give her more attack speed and more range. And you just can keep on doing it. In this case, at level 20, the buff is gonna last 1 full minute. So you can, I don't know, you can already in that time, you can prepare another tower to sacrifice. And when you see the buff runs out, you just refresh it. And you can just keep on doing it. Of course, you're gonna need to use cash, and you're gonna need to sacrifice a tower. So maybe in chimps may not be the best, but for any other gameplay where you can get farms, you can increase the income, definitely Adora now seems to be a lot stronger. So yeah, very good buffs to Adora. And finally as well, now level 20, when you have a true Sangat, and therefore she transforms when you get the true Sangat, now she's gonna also do more damage, so plus 8 from 5. Now brick as well, some changes to the sea mines. Now they're gonna proc less often, so you're not gonna be losing all of them at once. And unfortunately some buffs, some nerfs to Sauda. Once again, she was way too strong, so now they are reducing the main attack damage that she gets. She's gonna only gain plus 1 layer at level 17, and now all the other layers, all the other damage that she's gonna do is gonna only be applied to her her exploits. So level 13 she's gonna do plus 1 damage to the balloons that are stunned, and only to the balloons that are stunned, not normal balloons. And at level 17 she's gonna do once again 1 extra layer to balloons that are stunned and 1 extra layer to the balloons that are either slowed, immobilized, or with damage over time effects. So yeah, the overall damage actually is the same, but it's gonna be applied to the balloons that are stunned or the balloons that are slowed, immobilized, or damage over time. So it's not gonna be applied to all the balloons, and that's why of the nerf. Now the BD, now you can use time stop on the BD, and then some balances here to free play, but yeah, it's just some things, and that's it. So that was the update. Very interesting update in my opinion, and I will be definitely doing some videos, you know, showing well, definitely the Druid, Adora, and yeah, just trying to figure out the new towers and which one now it's better. So hope you guys enjoyed, and see ya. Bye bye.